It's a wild ride.
We need to be afraid.
With stomach-churning curves.
I don't even want to say what that reminds me of.
We fly so high.
Wouldn't it be fantastic being in that tub right now?
And explore new depths. We really know how to make a splash.
This place is absolutely incredible.
By the foot, by the yard, we're coming to you. Yeah, we're making it all right. Dirty hands, dirty plans, dirty business.
I love my job because each project is always different. I'm on my way to meet Emily and Andrew. They have a swimming pool and a hot tub, and you know what? They don't want it.
We loved it when we bought the house, but now with a young family, it just sort of changes all the dynamics of it.
That's why I think this project is going to be very interesting. It sounds like there's a lot more involved than a couple planters.
We've seen some of the work that these guys have done in the city and have been very impressed by their sense of style as well as just how they bring a project together.
Wow. One look and I can see why they want to lose that pool. It completely takes over this setting.
I'd say we had our 1 year of entertaining in the backyard with the pool and the hot tub, but
It's a great lot, and we should make better use of it. That is, if we can keep it from slipping into that beautiful ravine.
there's at least an 8 to 10 inch drop since we've moved in.
Yeah, this makes me a little bit nervous. The pool is being retained by a failing retaining wall, so I think we're gonna have to be looking into removing this wall and resetting it. Height up top. Things look better on the other side of the yard. It's all in pretty good shape, except for this cantilevered section of this deck is actually being supported by the retaining wall. You know, I feel like a huge chunk of change is needed just to get this backyard ready for the good stuff. If any place needs a good measuring up, this is it.
Stop there. Got it. So it's dropped a foot.
It's on top of a big pile of rocks, which is failing.
So it's scary now.
We need to be afraid.
It's quite a large square footage, the deck-wise, but it's not very usable. There's not room hardly to sit. There's hardly room for the barbecue.
Ouch, that looks like it hurts.
It looks like it's their tree, but it's actually the neighbor's tree.
Yeah.
But it's mostly on their property.
I think this guy's gonna have to come down, but despite all the structural uncertainties, there's one thing we know for sure.
Well, right now it's all about the pool, so we want to bring back a garden for them.
Enjoy, be free. Be free, Willie.
While our plastic friend takes a victory lap, it's time to bring my partners into the loop. Who's got the ideas? Overall picture, what's the client after? They're extremely busy professional couple. They have one child. They want something that they're not going to be involved a lot with on weekends. They want to enjoy it.
What's the style of the actual house, like the outside style?
Sort of a neutral architecture. It's not really any architectural style, is it?
It can take a modern garden, it can take a traditional garden.
The biggest dramatic thing of this site is that from the main floor down to down here drops about 20 feet.
This whole area has to be elevated probably about 2 feet. Lesson number one, before you buy a house, consult a landscape designer, because if you've got walls involved here,
There's a lot of hidden costs.
a lot of
Yeah,
costs
that's
involved.
true.
There's an existing plastic deck on top of a retaining wall that is failing.
Okay. This job is absolutely huge. It's trying to come up with stuff that works properly and makes them use their whole yard. Good luck with that guy.
Oh, great. To keep the budget in check is going to be tough. Any surprises could push costs way over the top.
Maybe one of the first things we can do is try to reduce the height of this wall here by having it terrace down a little bit, and it'll work with that to create some sort of terrace garden system. These walls look pretty good, don't they?
They might not be the nicest looking material, but to rebuild that natural flagstone would be just preposterous.
Exorbitant. Maybe we'll try to work with camouflaging these walls with some sort of plant material.
And the massive plastic deck?
I was thinking of reducing that deck down to a large landing and having some sort of stair system that comes down. I think it would be important to still give Emily and Andrew a destination of some sort. We'll have
Big
to-
party room down below.
Exactly.
Can't wait to see what you come up with this software.
I'll put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, you better.
Where is it?
Man, that Lorne is fast. Let's hope we can get a quick okay from Emily and Andrew. I'm really excited to give you back your property. What I wanted to do is walk out onto a deck. There'll be a set of stairs to a landing, and then down again. Now the main seating area will be the central sort of jewel of the garden.
What elevation were you thinking for the arbor? One thing that we really enjoy is looking out our back window, and all we can see is ravine lawn.
You'll be looking right over top of this arbor. We've got to replace the retaining wall along the perimeter because of the grade. So what we'd like to do is have a stepped wall. It'll be structurally more sound and a little bit more soft on your neighbors too. What do you think?
It's got all the elements that we like. which are the straight, crisp lines.
I think it's going to open up the entertaining area down on the ground level.
Andrew and Emily like our plan. Now let's rip this place apart. Demo days are always exciting. Maybe too exciting.
Oh no! What are you doing? Is it cold? We'll see you later.
That wasn't the only surprise we were in for.
Concrete pad. Yeah.
From the look of the rust marks, I think there's rebar in it, so it's not going to be a lot of fun to bust.
It's 8 inches thick. We have to break it out and ship it out, but that's an extra day's work we weren't expecting to do. We'll have to eat the cost of that. And because the hot tub is being sold, we'll have to take extra time and care removing it in one piece.
It's 2 inches too wide to go through the neighbor's gate. I'm not lifting it over a 5-foot fence.
Nothing seems to be going our way.
The neighbor's gate's 2 inches too narrow to get it out. Unless he gets a crane, we're not getting it out.
Okay, one crane coming up. We've called in the big guns to move this hot tub.
If it doesn't go over the house today, I'm going to cut it apart with a chainsaw myself because I'd like to get on with this job. It's pretty funny that everybody's here this morning, got all this equipment in place, 15 people, and we moved this sucker 20 feet. What's pretty cool about this whole thing is a lot of people just have this thing cut up and thrown out.
The hot tub has found a new home. As for the pool, we're not saving a thing. This pool was built like a brick crap house. They took out some steel saws and tried to cut the steel, but it wasn't working, so we had to bring out blowtorches and cut this thing straight out. Again, it's probably about double or triple what we thought it would take to take out. Well, no one can say I wasn't warned.
This job is absolutely huge.
And now that everything is ripped out, we need to fill it back in. And this tamping machine will pound the dirt silly, so it won't ever move again. It'll create a strong foundation for the new patio. Hey, look at this. This email just rolls in. Calling all green thumbs. Emily and Andrew are having a plant sale for charity. That's pretty cool though. Someone who's, you know, they're doing quite a big project, but they're very concerned about the small details about recycling.
The hostas are beautiful, so we live around the corner and we thought we'd rescue a few.
I'm landscaping my own house right now, so I'm gonna buy some.
Not a bad idea.
Thanks, guys.
I'm all for saving plants, but now my main concern is saving this backyard. First of all, I never thought it would take this long. It should probably be well onto the landscaping right now, but this project is about demolition. This is a nightmare site. Hey, is there a body down here? And they've thrown all the construction debris that they used to create this house within this pit. Hello, Rapunzel, we found your turret top. Some kid's castle came out from under here, so you can learn a lot about people's past by digging up their retaining walls, let me tell you.
There's no end to the problem from the pool to the wall. It's just taking way longer than we thought it would. Feels like I'm working in a prison camp.
The retaining wall has been a real pain. I'm so happy to see it go, I could sing.
Forsythia! I hate that, man.
Well, maybe a planting plan will cheer him up. We've got height here being the hornbeams. We're gonna come across here, Malus rynki, which are narrow, columnar apple trees hiding this wall here. You were suggesting something to come down over the wall there?
Virginia creeper would be dynamite.
But also, Joel, I was thinking of some weeping forsythia. So they're small, but eventually they will cascade over and down.
The atmosphere in this garden is going to be completely different from what it was originally.
I'm excited about the plants and all, but what's got me jazzed up is putting this backyard together again, starting with the retaining wall. About to pump a few 100 cubic yards of concrete into this trench, and hopefully we're gonna hold this thing back from so it doesn't subside into the neighbor's pool. Finally got that concrete poured. I want to start building a garden, and here we are. I don't even want to say what that reminds me of. Oh, my stomach is feeling really freaking brutal, man. Clean up on aisle 6. Next stop, eye candy.
Carpinus specialist fastigiata.
And this is great for a screen because the neighbor below have a pool.
They are so hardy, and they used to make chariots out of them. Honestly, this is more of a masculine tree. I mean, not because
it's erect?
No!
We need 9 Carpinus.
9 Carpinus.
Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And here we are looking at this beautiful ornamental apple tree.
Malus, Picata,
homeowners.
Look at how small that is. Tiny little
Yeah,
fruit.
they're key. Once they get kind of soft and ferment a little bit, the birds go crazy for this plant.
Yeah, they do.
How many of these do you need, Chief?
I'm taking 9, baby. These are beautiful. Let's start with this one. Guys, here we are looking at the grasses. Now, we've got a great big patch of them next to the carpinus. The red switchgrass, you see right through these gorgeous seed heads. You see the red foliage come up through it. It looks like sculptural. Grab 3. I'm gonna buy. I'll buy and pay for them right now. 3? Wait, not that one. These look better.
Great, we've chosen all our plants, but our problems aren't behind us yet.
Yep, they sent the birch all right.
That thing's honking, so to drag that thing in, you're gonna need probably 5, 6 people.
Well, you know what they say about big tree balls.
It is the messiest job I've ever been in.
That's a perfect example of why things cost so much, though.
Yeah.
They've been there, what, 3 weeks we've been there? There's no aesthetic at all yet.
And remember the impaled tree? Good news, the city's allowing us to remove it. The bad news? In order to give us permission to take the catalpa down, they want us to change the ornamental apple trees to red buds.
Really? Red? Did they give us an option besides red buds? Because they get too big of a crown in my.
Yeah, but they're not the same shape as what we're trying to do. A red bud shape.
It's when working in a ravine, when working with the city, you can't have everything if you're taking out a large tree. They're looking for a native to go in the ravine. It's a tricky balancing act, but changing designs on the fly is just part of the job. And so is putting up with snap changes in weather. We took this opportunity to source for stone.
They want to invest in a natural flagstone patio.
Okay,
so,
then I'll show you some beautiful Hohenzollern.
Right on, you know, you're the man. Thanks. You know, it is so classy. And look at the buff. You've got a darker gray. You've got some of the undulations here with the perforations and condensations. But one thing, you know, I think we need a little bigger for the patio slabs.
That's not a problem. You can choose whatever you want.
This is the Owen sound. It's the same stone, but it's way too big. I can't take this to checkout. I'm gonna need some help and I'll can at the stone yard. We'll save this for another job. Let's go and find the Owen sound square cut, smaller pieces.
Oh, it's right over here. Oh. This is great stuff.
This is the darker stuff. It'll fade lighter. When you use products that come from close to your home, being natural products, it looks fitting. It looks natural.
That's great. Let's go.
After all these setbacks, I hope my clients haven't run out of patience.
Now we can see the bones of what we are hoping to ultimately see come through. But at this stage, it's still more conceptual than we would have thought it would be.
Right now, anxious to see the actual laying of the flagstone and to get the concept together.
Seeing the arbor go up has given us hope that this will come to an end.
Well, your wish is close to being granted.
The retaining wall that was bowed because the deck was actually resting right on it. A real no-no in the building code, but now it's perfect. And you know what my favorite part of this whole thing is right now is this stonework. You don't see any 4 lines meeting together, and that's a sign of a good mason.
Another great sign is that the deck is finished. And the glass panels really give it an open, light feel. Great time to bring in Lisa to talk furniture.
So this is Emily and Andrew's place. When they moved in, it was someone else's stuff. They had the hot tub, the pool. Now they want to reclaim it as their own. They have a young daughter. They want to enjoy a space for the family up top for breakfast or evenings. They want to come down here and have the main party area down here. I want it kind of funky, you know. They're traditional, but maybe more of an updated traditional, you know.
So we're looking for entertaining, comfort.
Absolutely. And your pizzazz.
And my pizzazz.
Your pizzazz. Thanks, Lisa. Way up. We're doing a planting plan. So we've got a lot of flowering shrubs, a lot of flowering trees, red buds, and just some perennials. And the reason is to keep that low maintenance.
And low maintenance for Andrew and Emily made a lot of work for us. This row of red buds will really soften this wall, and the hornbeams on the other side will do the same. But nothing prepared us for this.
Yep, they sent the birch all right.
This is a great native for the area between the stairs and the deck. But I didn't anticipate such a large root ball. My apologies. That thing's honking, so to drag that thing in, you're gonna need probably 5, 6 people.
You know what they say about big tree balls.
Here we are, we're watching this whole thing go in. There's a lot of structure, a lot of walls all around me. This planting is definitely softening it. And this is a very private backyard. We're sitting in a ravine setting, and now they're getting that back. The ravine is actually coming into their own backyard, so it's connecting the two. Yeah, so these are actually the Miss Kim lilac, Nina. The scent is incredible. They're already starting to flower, so. Yep. We have 27 Descampsia on the other side of the bed.
27? No, we have 7.
7?
So we're 20 short.
I ordered 27.
You ordered 7, James.
Proved on film.
I guess I'm gonna have to call the grower. With any luck, it will all be here in time to wow Andrew and Emily. But after all that hard labor, we're finally into the good stuff. Decor. And everyone wants in on it.
He just wants to get on camera. My goals were to get the best layout possible for the space since it's so big. Putting up some white drapes I thought would be really cool to hang right from the arbor. In keeping with the white drapes, I was thinking about maybe having white cushioned sofa, thinking of putting it against the retaining wall. So that way, when you're looking at the yard, you see these beautiful white cushions and you're not faced with the back of a sofa. And don't worry about the white. It's stain and mildew resistant and totally fade proof. No maintenance required. There's more formal dining area that's going to be down on the lower deck.
Right.
Upstairs, I wanted to do a bench because I find it not as formal. I think it's, it has that picnic kind of a feel.
Out of the two, gut feel right now is this black one. It ties in with the dark finishings of this low-lying sofa you're choosing here. And I think that's what they're looking for. Andrew and Emily's is gonna look great, and we've called in our horticulturalist, Claire, to tidy things up. Some last-minute raking and pruning, and this place is ready for its close-up. Look at this, guys.
Wow, this is dramatic.
Oh, this place totally rocks. How different it is now?
I love it. Where's the pool?
I'm standing in it.
Our daughter keeps asking what happened to the water, so I think she's missing the pool somewhat. I'm sure she'll get used to it.
And what a bonus of this one is that they've just increased the value of their home by taking a swimming pool out. There wasn't any usable space here, so this client asked us to reclaim their back garden for them, and I think we've done a great job doing that.
You know, we've grown up now, we have a family, and it's a lot more functional for us, and it's beautiful. It's very sophisticated.
Already we can visualize using the area much more creatively and certainly much more often as well. We both think it's great.
The biggest part of this job was actually ensuring that this client keeps their backyard. The retaining wall was rotten, we replaced it, and that was the non-fun money spent on a retaining wall that they don't even see.
It's an investment in our home. We're not doing it just to pretty up the house so that we can turn around and sell it. We're planning on being here for a long time.
Did we put that birch in? It's huge.
Yeah, that birch was a second thought, actually. We had designed the deck, Lauren. I just came to you and said, I think we should have something a little more substantial. Look, there she is in situ, man. Isn't it awesome?
His control of the project was very impressive, very attentive towards our input and keeping an open mind as the process went along.
We originally put in place some narrow columnar apple. But we talked to the Ravine Authority. They suggested we use more of a native species.
I've seen the redbuds here in their native habitat. They look great.
It's amazing in this backyard there's absolutely no lawn. There's tons of plant material, so it doesn't feel like you need that open space of greenery.
Unfortunately, we couldn't tell you the names of most of them. We love the hornbeam. We know that for sure. We like the birch. All we know is that it's low maintenance, check, and it looks good, check, and hopefully they'll be around for a very long time.
No, we've actually added about 25 trees into a ravine setting and brought habitat back to the ravine.
Well, I think that's a really good point. Look how lush it is now, and this is freshly planted. This time next year, it's gonna look even better, and the year after that, it's gonna look even better.
We've done this style before, but Lisa's actually adds a beautiful drapery to it. It's given it a bit of a feminine edge, and it creates an outdoor room, an outdoor setting within the landscape.
The term backyard almost doesn't do it justice in terms of the kind of ambiance Lisa put in place.
Check it out, main dining area. You've got seating for a party, small party. You've got seating for 2 here. Up top, you can have a breakfast or a dinner.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to spending a lot more time back here.
See crashing here as soon as we take off our shoes when we get back from work.
Time to turn this puppy over to them, to let them enjoy it.
Do we have to?
We got us.
That's part of the deal.
Get
isn't
up.
it?
Let's
you know
go.
what?
There's never a dull moment. It's always busy. Now let's go. Think of all that exfoliated skin just lying in there.
You were dropped as a child. I swear to God.
Many times. You know what? Actually, right off of the counter.
Isn't doing anything. Jay, I'm gonna take this home tonight. Do you mind? I got some concrete.
A little vibrating today.
Garden show. Can you believe this?
Yeah. Landscape design, right here.